Moses had been living in the desert for many years, taking care of sheep and enjoying the quiet life in Midian. But one day, after God spoke to him through the burning bush, everything changed. God had given Moses a very important mission: to go back to Egypt and help set the Hebrew people free from Pharaoh's harsh rule. At first, Moses felt nervous. What if Pharaoh won't listen to me? He wondered. How can just one person, change things? But God promised Moses that he would be with him every step of the way. So Moses trusted God and got ready for the journey ahead. Moses packed his things, took his special staff, the one God had given him to perform miracles, and said goodbye to his new family in Midian. His wife and children came along, too, ready to support him on this big adventure. As they traveled through the hot desert, Moses thought about what it would be like to see Egypt again. It had been a long time since he lived there. He used to be a prince in the Pharaoh's palace. But now he was going back for a much more important reason: to help his people, the Hebrews, who were being treated badly as slaves. When Moses finally reached Egypt, he reunited with his brother Aaron. God had told Aaron to meet Moses, and together they would go to Pharaoh. Aaron was happy to see his brother and to help him with the big task ahead. The two brothers made their way to the grand palace, where Pharaoh ruled over Egypt. Pharaoh was powerful, and he didn't like anyone telling him what to do. But Moses and Aaron knew they had to be brave because God had given them this important job. When they arrived at the palace, they stood before Pharaoh, and Moses spoke the words that God had told him. "Let my people go, so they may worship me in the desert." Pharaoh stared at Moses. "Who is this God that I should listen to him?" he scoffed. "No, I will not let the Hebrews go." Moses and Aaron didn't give up. Moses raised his staff and showed Pharaoh the power of God. With God's help, he performed miracles to show Pharaoh that this wasn't just any ordinary request. It was a message from the one true God. But Pharaoh's heart was hard. Even after seeing the miracles, he refused to let the Hebrews go. Moses knew this was only the beginning, but he trusted that God would keep his promise. Moses was back in Egypt now, and though things were difficult, he knew that God had sent him on this important mission for a reason. God had a plan to free the Hebrew people, and Moses would play a big part in that story. With his brother by his side and God's guidance leading the way, Moses was ready to face whatever came next.